How's it going, class? Name's Anthony Whitaker. As y'all can see, I'm in the beautiful Dominican Republic. I apologize on the delay. There was a tropical storm. It actually knocked out all Wi-Fi connections. We just got internet connectivity now, so I'm going to go ahead and post this and try to shoot it up on YouTube. Using the following statistics, the Lotus Rental Company can look at the positive and negative aspects of a new fuel system. It's actually been in use for about 15-20 years, and it's called E85. It's 85% ethanol, 15% standard gasoline mixture. It was actually comprised so that it would be a cleaner fuel alternative as opposed to standard gasoline. Now, I'm here to talk to you about whether or not I think it would be important or a wise decision monetarily for your company, or excuse me, the Lotus company, to actually utilize any vehicles that run off of this alternative fuel. Ethanol, it's actually produced by corn. It can be produced by other crops such as sugar and so forth, but generally speaking, it's produced by corn. This was one of the highlights of using this fuel because everybody was like, all right, now we're going to be able to have a fuel that can be consistently reproduced, and it won't actually take from our natural gas, and it'll keep money in-house instead of us having to go overseas to get any kind of additional fuel flown in. Well, that's the positive aspect. The negative aspect of this is that corn also takes away from the economy. Because corn is part of our economy and our food growth, it's also something that we need. So because of that, when you're using it as an alternative fuel source, it's minimizing it's minimizing our food. Just last year, 21% of the nation's food crop was used for alternative fuel sources. And what that did was, we've actually, out of that 21%, we still fell less than hitting 15 billion gallons of fuel using that 21%. Well, the federal standard, in order for something to be considered a long-term fuel source, is 36 billion gallons. We already used a quarter of our food supply, and we didn't even reach 15 billion. So that in itself is a large issue. Another big thing about E85 is that would seem as though it would be a positive is price versus standard gasoline. The price per gallon for E85 versus the price for standard gasoline is approximately 30 to 40 cents cheaper. So per gallon, it seems like a monetary benefit that any company would want to jump on to include consumers. But this same fuel it also serves as a hindrance because it's a negative aspect. Even though it's cheaper, it actually produces 35% less power. So you get 18 miles per gallon on a standard SUV on regular gasoline. You only get 13 on E85. So when you're getting less gas mileage, even though you're paying less, the overall, when you try to consolidate and go on, like, let's just say a random test that was actually conducted by Edmunds, when it went 677 miles, the same distance cost 2 additional fill-ups of E85 fuel because of the less amount of energy that you get and the less miles per gallon. So for the consumer, that's a negative aspect. Nobody's going to want to purchase a vehicle that they're going to have to fill up more often and have to look for specific fuel points, because E85 fuel is not offered everywhere. It's only limited to specific areas. So trying to drive 200 miles for one specific type of fuel is definitely not feasible for an average consumer. So, I mean, yes, the E85 as an alternative fuel source does produce a little less harmful,